Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons, and welcome to the channel that takes power gaming to the next level. Today on the Doctor Spell Prognosis, we're talking about the spell Wall of Thorns. This is one of my favorite spells. It is buku awesome. We're giving it a B+. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I have another video out. All right, so Wall of Thorns, only usable by druids, and that's kind of the main reason I'm not giving it an A. It is a 6th level spell. It takes 1 action to cast. There's a range of 20 feet, which is a great range. Verbal, somatic, and material component. The material component does not really matter because it's a handful of thorns, so we don't have to worry about that with a focus. It does last for 10 minutes, which was very similar to Wall of Ice. Requires concentration. You absolutely want to concentrate on this. I think the big difference between this and that one, this one doesn't block movement, but it does hinder movement quite a bit. And it's dex saving throws instead of dex saving throws and con saving throws. The big one for Wall of Ice was the con save for the frigid air, whereas this is a dex save. So you create a wall of tough, pliable, tangled brush bristling with needles, sharp thorns. The wall appears within range on a solid surface and lasts for the duration. You choose to make the wall up to 60 feet long, 10 feet high, and 5 feet thick, or a circle that has a 20-foot diameter, which is a 10-foot radius, and up to 20 feet high and 5 foot thick. The wall blocks line of sight. So if you put something behind the wall, you're not seeing it. I'm glad they put that in there because they didn't really make that apparent with Wall of Ice. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dexterity saving throw. So you can put this, it's 5 feet thick, so you can put this right on a creature. It's got to make a dex save. On a failed save, it takes 7d8 piercing damage, or half as much on a successful save, and that is on average 31.5 points of damage if they fail their save. A creature can move through the wall, albeit slowly and painfully. For every 1 foot a creature moves through the wall, it must spend 4 feet of movement. That is pretty nasty. So to go through the wall, it's got to go through 5 feet of the wall, and every foot is 4 feet of movement. So it's going to spend 20 feet of movement to get through the wall. And this is in difficult terrain, so if you drop something around there that causes difficult terrain, then it is going to be 25 feet of movement to go 5 feet. Furthermore, the first time a creature enters the wall on a turn, doesn't say the first time a creature willingly enters the wall, it just says the first time a creature enters the wall on a turn, or ends its turn. So it has to end its turn in the wall. They got to make another dex save, and if they fail, they take 7d8 slashing damage on a failed save, half as much. You can upcast this, and when you do that, both types of damage increase by 1d8. So at 7th level, it becomes 8d8 for an average of 35 points of damage. So, again, using combos of spells or abilities that can do things. For instance, I mentioned dropping something that causes difficult terrain, like an entangle or spike growth or something like that, also works. Now, those are all concentration spells, so you're going to have to sit down with your party and say, I've got this spell, Wall of Thorns. Who's got stuff that works with this? Who's got stuff that can do difficult terrain, like grease or something like that? Or web. A web is another good one, too. And web restrains. So that's another good one. So talk with your party members about that and try and figure out who's got what. The other thing that you need to think about with the Wall of Thorns is because the first time a creature enters a wall on a turn, it's got to make a dex save. So if it comes through the wall, you can push it back through the wall, and it's going to take, or back into the wall, and it's going to take the damage again, as long as it just only happens once on a turn. So every single turn, once that wall comes up, your party needs to have a plan. Say the druid's going to drop it, And once the druid drops it, then maybe the fighter goes to that crusher feat that they have, and they can push something into the wall. Maybe the fighter has a pushing attack and can push them. Maybe somebody can shove them into the wall. And of course, there is the warlock that has Grasp of Hadar or Repelling Blast, and they can push or pull into the wall. Also, I want everybody to think about ways of getting creatures to fail their dex save automatically. So there is Paralyze if they're held. You can still push and pull them if they're held. They just can't move. Or Restrained where they have disadvantage on dex save. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.